also all cut and come again.
This
So
is what we're going to plant out in Provence this morning.
And all of that from kitchen scraps, so free food. So have some fun in the garden, and we'll see. Hi, it's Sharon from Ponderosa Garden Adventures. I'm out on my patio this morning, and I'm going to show you how to take kitchen scraps and turn them into propagated plants to plant out in your garden. So I'm starting today with some romaine lettuce
And some celery. See, it's getting worse for wear here, but that's fine because that's going to get us another celery plant, another romaine lettuce head going. And then I've also got some green onions that I've been saving
out. So let's get started. So first of all,
I did this a few weeks ago, and here's what we have. Here is 2 romaine heads. You can see I just cut that there. I've put it in some water and I made a fresh cut on the end, put it in some water, and then here is some celery. And you can see all the roots we have going on there.
All right, so I'm going to move these
over onto our tray here because this is what we're going to plant out in Provence this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and move these.
And that way we'll have this ready to go to put our new propagated veggies or propagating veggies in there. So let's start with the celery.
So again, celery hearts in the fridge a little long, so definitely not for eating. But what I'm going to do is just take this end here. I'm going to leave about 1.5 inches, and I'm just going to cut through that end. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the rest of that there. I'm going to give this solid end here a fresh cut. There we go, a nice fresh cut, and then it's just going to go in some water. What I do sometimes is I'll have like a can like this,
and I'll just put some water and put it in there and put it on the top of my sink and just have them sitting there. That way I remember to make sure there's still water in the bottom. It takes a week or two for the roots to sprout. And so that's our celery.
Romaine lettuce. Now this romaine lettuce is fine. I'm actually going to be making some salads from this later today, but I'm going to go ahead and cut this end here and start some more romaine. So this will go back in the fridge
for me to make a salad for lunch later. So we're going to do the same thing. We've cut about this.
See, we've got a healed over end there. We're going to give a nice fresh cut. There we go. And we're going to just put that in the water, and there we go. And that is our celery and our romaine lettuce started to propagate. So we're just going to set that aside here.
And again, in a couple of weeks, those will look
like these here. So
let's go ahead and get the onions prepped for planting out in Provence. Now, these onions were in the fridge and sprouting.
See, they've got the roots on the bottom. I'm just going to cut these so that they've got a fresh top on them, and then I'm going to go ahead and plant these in Provence. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut them off. Some of them have already been, and then they've sprouted some more.
So you can buy it once and not have to buy green onions again. And then you can just cut and come again. So when they're out in the garden growing like this, when it's ready, you just cut it off at the bottom and it'll grow back.
There we go. There's all of our onions. So I'm going to put that in our tray as well. There we go. and we'll go out to Provence and get these planted.
All right, I'm out here in Provence, and we're going to get the romaine planted first.
So I'm going to put this right back here on this side and on this side, and we want to bury it up to the top there. So we want to leave the base of the plant where the new growth is coming out. We want to leave that above ground. There we go. Look at that.
And then the celery, I'm going to put right here in the middle where it's hard for me to reach.
There we go. And then in a couple weeks, I'll have another celery to put in there.
All right, and then I'm going to put the onions right along the edge here, which will hopefully discourage the bunny from coming in to try to get to the lettuce. And oh, I think we got a cut piece. Just going to lay these out along here. So put them along the outside edge here. All right, there we go. We'll get all that watered in, and all of that from kitchen scraps. So let me show you in here. We got the onions planted all along the edge here. And then we have the 2 romaine and the celery. All right, there we go. We got our 2 new heads of romaine, the start for the celery, and all of those green onions planted in there, and all of that from kitchen scraps. So free food. So I invite you to try it home. It's really fun, and it's much faster to get the romaine from the cuttings than it is to grow the seeds and wait for them to grow and be able to get them going. And so they're also all cut and come again. So when the romaine gets big enough, I can come out and cut off of it, and it'll continue to grow. So I hope you'll try that. Have some fun in the garden, and we'll see you next time on Ponderosa Garden Adventures. Bye, guys.